And I knew that in order to achieve some semblance of success, which was, again, my definition of success was to have that life that I saw others having and experiencing the American dream. So what am I going to do in order to achieve that? I'm going to work my ass off. When you achieve your dreams, then you have to reset. You have to come up with new goals. You have to come up with new dreams, unless your intention is just to ride that out for the remainder of your existence. I was 19 years old. I had dreamed of becoming a professional actor. That was where my focus was. All of my time, effort, energy was going into that. I had put myself in a position to be successful. I was studying theater at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. I was planning to go to New York and work on Broadway on the stage. And that's the thing about when you achieve success, it may not match your picture, right? It may not match your vision of what you thought, but you've got to be flexible. But once you get there, no matter how old you are, you've got to deal with the trappings of success: complacency, arrogance, laziness, and to do that successfully, you need people around you to help you find your true north. And that was part of my saving grace. There were people in my life that really cared about me and saw my potential and wanted to help me achieve it in a safe and sane way, without imploding. Just because this happened doesn't mean that that's going to happen for the rest of your life. I mean, the thing I think I'm most proud of, Tom, is that almost 43 years I'm still viable, I'm still active, I still believe I have something to contribute. I still feel like I have value and purpose, and that is hard fought, hard earned, hard won, right? Being willing to admit that I was not a finished product, that I was in process, and being willing to admit that I didn't know everything. When you're young, when you're 19, 20, 21, that's a natural part of being young, is that sort of self-assuredness. So you have to be willing to be open, to be humble, and to be willing to acknowledge that you're in a process, you're on a journey. To stay in touch with those aspects of us that come naturally as children is part of the challenge of growing and maturing into adulthood. Like I said, following an artistic path really helped me hold on to all of the things, the imagination, chief first and foremost, that really help you hold on to those essential aspects of childhood. A willingness to suspend disbelief, a willingness to believe in yourself, a willingness to believe that if you can dream it up, you can get it done, right? Those shouldn't remain the province of childhood. And I think without consciously choosing it, I've followed a path that has enabled me to stay in contact with those aspects of who I naturally am. Part of the game is having the ability to continue to believe in yourself, even, like I say, in the face of evidence to the contrary. When you walk into a room full of people on an audition and you walk out without really any sense of how you did or what their response was, and oftentimes you don't get any feedback except for they went in another direction, you have to be able to communicate to yourself that, you know what, okay, that one's done. What's next? What's next? And I think trusting in, having the ability to trust in what you've decided to do plays a really important and key role. I believe I am doing with my life exactly what I should be doing with my life. I looked in the mirror and I asked, so what am I good at? And I had established a relationship with theater arts, and I had sort of advanced in the ranks of the theater department at St. Pius X. And I was getting a lot of joy and positive feedback from the arts. And I thought, well, maybe that's something that I could do, and I began to focus on that. I feel like I have made the best of opportunities that have come my way in life. I didn't get the kind of lifetime where I can do whatever I want. I mean, I come from a lower middle class background, single parent household. I could have been one of those statistics with which we are all too familiar. Single mom, worked 9 to 5. I was a latchkey kid. I had every opportunity to become one of those statistics, but I had a person who had not only hopes and dreams for me, she had expectations in a really demonstrative way. Because I didn't grow up what I would consider to be comfortable circumstances, you know, we didn't have a lot of money. I just naturally assumed that hard work was a part of the deal, right? Because it is. I mean, that's my perspective. I grew up in a generation where hard work was just a part of the deal. I think it's shifting now. They say that this is the first generation that is not going to automatically do better than their parents in terms of achieving the American dream. And so the question becomes for these kids, so what's it all for? Why am I working so hard? And the tendency is to, you know, to not incorporate that as a part of your value system. I didn't see that I had a choice. My mother was smart enough to educate me to the challenges that I would face in life, right? Trying to be successful in American society as a black male. So I knew what I was up against. And I knew that in order to achieve some semblance of success, which was, again, my definition of success was to have that life that I saw others having and experiencing the American dream. So what am I going to do in order to achieve that? I'm going to work my ass off. Because the message was, if you do, this is possible for you. So the notion that hard work and self-love are somehow at polar opposites, are working against one another, that's a foreign concept to me. And I have learned, especially in more recent years, that it is our failures that really benefit us more sometimes than our success. I think I've learned as much from my failures as I have from my successes, perhaps more. But I recognize that they're really important in terms of the overall growth of a human being, that you have to be willing to take risks. Part of taking risks is failing. Failure teaches us resilience, and resilience is an essential quality for a human being to have and exercise liberally. We're gonna get beat down in the world, but it's our resilient nature that really proves out to be, I think, our most attractive quality as human beings. The ability to bounce back, to look at situations and just reset yourself.